What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Box Office Banter, 65 to be exact, and we are going to jump right into the news and other things of that nature, including trailers. What you got over there, Rodney?
News. I've got news. So, it's a headless mic.
Oh my God. Similar to the Headless Horseman. Anyways,
Okay, so we got a
Sleepy
bunch
Hollow
tonight,
trailer
actually.
over there?
We got a lot of trailers and a lot of news to go through. So,
we got a little review scoop
and
to do,
two
too.
movie reviews to do. Yeah,
Oh, two
brand new.
movies. That's right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're doing. Should we just say it now?
Should we just say it? Should we say it? Cruella.
I'm gonna review Cruella at the end of it. It was a non-spoiler followed by spoiler, and then we're all gonna do a Quiet Place Part 2 non-spoiler followed by spoiler.
Get after it.
It's gonna be awesome. So
For sure.
All right. So first off, we're gonna do the Uncharted movie. Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland are both cast as the lead characters in the movie. We got a first official picture of these two as their characters.
I saw that still image.
And you
This
can't really tell too
this
much
ruins
from
the
it.
movie for me. It just, the way now. See, Mark Wahlberg is a one-strap guy in terms of backpacks.
And Tom Holland's a two.
Yeah, I would reverse that actually. I don't know. Like some people think the one strap too cool for school. With Marky Mark, I think he's more of like he doesn't just have it on his back. He kind of like gets the thumbs under it. Like, what up? I'm Marky Mark.
I just don't want to watch this movie anymore now.
Yeah, skip past this.
Okay.
Please.
But no, so I am pretty excited about it. I think it has potential to be really good.
Yeah, the backpack is actually on point. I think Tom Holland's definitely more of a two-strapper.
Scheduled for February 18th, 2022, so next year. Well,
just put
months,
him,
like 8-9 months away.
everything needs to come out this year.
So,
It needs to happen. I dig this.
So yeah, look out for that. Uncharted.
This actor's really hit or miss.
Hopefully,
with
it's going to be an amazing video game to movie adaptation. So,
finally.
Next, we have, if you know Aaron Taylor Johnson, he has been cast as Kraven the Hunter in the Sony Marvel Universe, and this will take place in the same universe as Venom and as Morbius, and possibly Spider-Man. We're not sure about that yet. January 2023 is what they're slated for this.
Hey.
But he's going to be playing Kraven the Hunter, who's a villain, big villain for Spider-Man. And
that's dope.
Yeah, he's the greatest hunter of all, and basically immortal. He takes a serum that turns him immortal. He's got speed, superhuman strength, agility, basically like the powers of like a lion is what he's said to be. The strength of and everything. So, but he can keep up with Spider-Man is the thing. So I think this is an excellent addition to have, and it's a solo movie. It's not him being brought into a Spider-Man or a Morbius or
it's
any
a
other movie.
It's about him.
An origin. And Sony is actually, I'm not the biggest fan of Venom, but everybody loves Venom. And if they can keep that run going, then
depends on if it's going to be rated R or PG-13.
You're talking about
they could slide with PG-13.
Are you talking about the character of Venom or the movie?
The movie Venom. I'm a huge fan of Venom.
I don't think the movie is that big. Like most people I talk to,
it almost made $1 billion.
Well, yeah, you're gonna go see it because it's Venom. I don't know why my gate's slamming shut right now. That's kind of weird. But yeah, it was poorly received, and most people I talk to actually are just like, yeah.
I don't think Venom was poorly received.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure Venom.
Like on Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, Venom was shit on, bro.
Was it really? I don't.
I feel like we talk about this every time.
Oh my god! It got a 29% critic rating and an 81 audience. So it was the audience that got it.
Yeah, I wonder what its IMDb score is though. And also you gotta. This is kind of like superhero-esque, so you gotta kind of compare it to other superhero movies.
6.7. I already got it.
6.7?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Which is not great. It's not horrible, but for like a superhero movie, it's not a very good score.
Right. But yeah, it's I think it has potential to be good. And Aaron Taylor Johnson, he
He's
is hit or miss.
with
He
me.
is.
There's sometimes I'm like, God, dude, he was just wrong for this role, and then other times I'm like, perfect.
But
Like,
he
it
was
just-
great in Kick-Ass. He was great in Savages.
I was gonna say Savages is my favorite from him.
And what's the
Godzilla.
Yeah, I was about to say him and Godzilla.
He was good in Godzilla.
I disagree. I thought he was lifeless.
Really?
I thought he was good.
I thought he was just dull. I'm like, we need a better leading man. And now going into it, I was like, it's a guy from Savages and Kick-Ass. I'm hyped. And then I watched him on the screen, and I was like, it's like watching paint dry. This dude just no emotion at all, just bland and blank face the whole movie. But that might not even be him, because we've seen since then that that's just characters in these movies. It's like, it seems like no matter what actor they have in those Godzilla movies, the characters obviously are going to take a back seat, but they don't do much for themselves either.
That's
it might
true.
be more in line
That's
with the writing or how they're being directed than the actual actors.
But so yeah, Kraven the Hunter solo movie set January 2023. They don't have a set day yet, but I'm excited for it.
I'll see it.
Yeah.
Definitely need to see a trailer whenever that's ready. But so yeah, for the next one, we have Amazon has officially bought MGM Studios for $8.4 billion, so almost $8.5 billion.
Chump change.
Well, people are
For
actually
sure.
saying that they paid way too much for it. Like that's too much. But the catalog for MGM is 17,000 episodes of TV and 4,000 movies, is what MGM brings to the table, and good shit too. So like the catalog includes the Rocky franchise, James Bond franchise, Pink Panther franchise, Hannibal Lecter, The Hobbits, Barbershop, just to name a couple of them. Like Amazon. This is a big deal for Amazon, and I think it's a really smart deal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they have that money, no problem.
Yeah,
So.
it's and MGM they put out a lot of good shit.
Yeah.
So just the 007 alone is a really solid snag.
No doubt, dude.
So yeah, Amazon killing it right now. All right, so next we have Godzilla vs. Kong director Adam Wingard. He's doing a lot right now. He's working on a face-off sequel, not a reboot or a remake. He's doing a sequel.
Yeah.
And he's doing this thing called Thundercats, which
Oh.
I'm not too familiar with, but the
Me
gist
neither,
of it.
but yeah.
Which are two big IPs to get, but now he's going to be directing a comic series movie called Hardcore, based on the comic, and the comic is being able to take over the body of anyone on Earth. So Agent Drake is the lead character, and he's a part of the Hardcore program, and they can turn any person into a human drone to get the targets that normal soldiers can't. So Drake is the best of the best, and he has a certain amount of time.
He don't write his own lyrics though.
Yeah, no,
From what I hear.
no, but I love what Adam Wingard did with Godzilla vs. Kong. That's the comic right there. So I think it's going to be...
That's something I've realized later in life, the older I get. I love comics. I just don't read them enough.
Yeah.
Legit.
Do you not go to like comic stores like out of curiosity or anything?
No, I used to have like this bundle of like super rare comics, and my brother ruined them all, and then I fell out of it, and then I jumped into the Walking Dead ones. I know you have some of the Walking Dead books too, and then I just bought the Spawn comic, the compendium of that. I barely read it because I have no time to read because I'm always watching movies or doing the other million things I'm doing, but like when I get that rare time where I can sit down, love some comics. I wish I could read more.
You can get an app, Marvel Comics app.
That'd be
and
cool.
they have comics on there all the time. That's how I read some of mine.
Yeah. Super interested in the Spawn compendium, though.
But yeah, Godzilla vs. Kong director. I mean, it should be good.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does
That
with
comic
Face-Off.
looks like it would be dope.
Yeah.
Just the images and shit. The cover of it looks cool and enticed me. So it might be good. He definitely can direct action.
Oh, yeah.
That's for damn sure.
Yeah, he's a beast. You're gonna appreciate this one, and I know you already know about the news. Rocky 4 is getting a director's cut. It is official
Drago!
from Sylvester Stallone himself that a director's cut is coming, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah,
about
that's
this.
dope.
I'm
I
buying
love
this
Rocky
movie
4.
for the 10th time.
Yeah,
I'm just playing. I don't own it that many times,
But,
but I already own it multiple times, and here we go again.
it is, and I think the article I was reading was saying that this is the most successful Rocky movie. It brought in like 300 million, almost 400 million.
It's a weird one. It was the poorest received by critics to that point, for sure. Because even the third one had like a drop off, and honestly, the fourth one really isn't that good of a movie. Like, it's a good movie in terms of like the action's great. It's got that cheesiness that we all love. The soundtrack's banging. But as just like a straight up movie and like how it tells a story and the fucking, it's like one big extended music video of montages. It's not like the quality of movie, like objectively what the first two are, but it's definitely the fan favorite. And it honestly is for a lot of those big reasons.
Budget was
That we
$30
were just talking
million. It grossed worldwide $300 million.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rocky 4 is a classic. Like, I still have people like that's my favorite movie of all time. I wouldn't go that far, but I love Rocky 4, dude. Fucking Drago, one of the best villains ever. If I can get a little more Drago, I'm in on that.
It's gonna be like 2 minutes longer.
I bet you. Well,
I
I
think
bet
it's supposed
you.
to be. I thought I heard it was like 20 minutes longer.
Yeah, I bet you
crazy.
he dives real deep.
But I might have
into
heard it for some bull. I might have
Dragos.
got not a credible source, so don't take that to the bank at all.
It's not. We got this covered.
I fucking hope
They're
not.
100%.
Yeah,
They got it covered.
That's what they say. Yeah, but dude, Drago, man, what a fucking villain.
Hell yeah, Rocky 4 is so good.
100%. And all the training him and fucking Stallone did together to get the physiques they had, dude.
Yeah.
I love all that backstory shit with it. So fucking sick.
Hell yeah. So yeah, Rocky 4. Look for the director's cut coming soon. We don't have a date. We will though. So we'll keep y'all updated.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah, that sounded pretty good. That was right there. Okay, so
watch an accent done enough, you can just kind of take it on.
one of my favorite games to
Yes.
ever come onto the PlayStation.
Me too.
The Last of Us.
Loved it.
Amazingly received. Both games, honestly, two of the best storytelling games I've ever played
I've
in
actually
my life.
never played The Last of Us
You
games.
need to get on it.
Of all people.
It's so
it's more
fun.
my shit.
You do, yeah.
I've heard such great things. There's a few zombie games I like.
This isn't
that I
even
can't
like
think
zombies,
of.
though.
I thought
They're
it was
like-
zombies. I thought I was told.
No,
It's-
they're like
like I said, I've never played
It's
it.
like zombies.
clickers. They're called clickers.
Yeah.
They're
but
fucking creepy.
maybe it's something like zombies.
like
Because like
that.
technically,
Yeah.
like I Am Legend, like I'm told that's more like
Vampire,
vampires, but they
yeah.
kind of feel like zombies. So maybe people group it in with that, but that's just what I heard. Could be wrong.
But so HBO's doing a series on The Last of Us, obviously because of how popular and successful they are. But a very rare thing has happened here, and the actress Merle Dandridge, I hope that's saying it right, will be playing Marlene. She's
I'd say
also the actress who voiced Marlene and gave her looks for Marlene
Okay.
in the video game. So that's the actress.
That's cool.
And that's Marlene in the game. So they're actually letting the voice actors
That's cool.
play
That's neat.
the character in the movie, which I think is awesome. And then of course Pedro Pascal and
Yeah, I like that.
I can't remember her name, but
Yeah, that's the girl from Game of Thrones too, ain't she?
yes, she plays
They both are Game
Mormon,
of
Lady
Thrones.
Mormon.
Yeah, she gets crushed. By
Yeah, she was one of my favorite characters in the show.
The show's over, but I don't know if I should say
Yeah.
too much.
But
It was like half a spoiler.
yeah, that's pretty crazy though that like they're letting the voice actors actually play the live action.
Yeah, it's interesting.
They don't ever.
We'll
do
see how it
that.
works out.
Yeah, it could be
They're
great,
just
and it could be
like-
a complete.
Grab that
Maybe.
bitch from the game, and the rest of the cast just cast people from Game of Thrones. People
shit.
seem to really like that.
But
at
that's
one
the
point.
thing. The game is so much like a movie, though. It's like
See,
they
I've
are
heard
legit
the story
acting.
is legit.
It's
It's
that's
good.
why they're making a show.
I just want to know where my Dead Space movie is.
Yeah, no shit. Or Fear. Dead Space for fear.
You always on some fear.
Dude,
I forget you like that game so much. That little
scared
girl
the
used
shit
to
out of
freak
me,
me out too.
Yeah.
I'd be like, shit, stop
And
popping up like that.
My parents had that theater, so I'd be down there and I'd push myself to play it, and I would, and then I would get scared and wouldn't leave the theater for like 5 hours because I knew she'd pop out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm stupid excited for this show.
Me too.
Dude, so many like.
I'm interested in it, and I haven't even played the game, but I've been
That's-
interested in the game too. I just where's the time go? You know?
Definitely need to play the games for sure. They are worth 100% playing.
Who the fuck is that?
All right, so last for news, we've got Todd Phillips is in talks to write Joker 2.
Yeah.
I'm not the happiest about this news.
Oh, really?
I'm not a big fan of it because I like the fact that Joker is a standalone,
Mm-hmm.
chilling in its own little world, you know.
I could see that.
But what can you? This movie, look up the budget for this movie because I'm pretty sure it's stupid
What,
low.
the first or second?
No, Joker, the first one. It's
Could
like
be.
$9 million, I think.
Could be the highway to the danger zone. You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm pumped for it.
This movie
That's a
made
deep
over
cut.
$1 billion in box office on like a $9 million.
Oh, it's stupid.
$55 million.
Okay,
dude.
$55 million
Made
budget.
$1,074 million.
Yes, that is and it's rated R, and the source material, what it's about.
Just that alone is like what makes the Joker so special. Like the fact that it proved, like, look, don't fucking sugarcoat shit. If your movie's supposed to be rated R, make it fucking rated R. You worried too much about numbers than making your movie.
It'll be
This movie
Joaquin's.
set the tone for that, where it's like, oh, you got an R-rated movie. Just fucking do it. Just make a good movie and people will come.
It'll be
So-
Joaquin's first and only sequel, too.
Hey,
Yeah. Well, check this shit out as a
That's true.
stat. This movie, Joker,
Yeah.
never even opened up in China because of censorship laws over there.
Yeah.
So the second largest box office intake in the world being China,
And it never
it
made
didn't even play there, and it still made $1 billion. Can you imagine if
unbelievable.
if
Tyler
Asia
here?
didn't have that censorship, how much that movie would have actually made?
Maybe $2 billion. I don't know.
Dude, that would be insane. An R-rated movie making that kind of money. That would change the whole
It would have
game.
been litty. Because it's
That would
very
change the game.
rare that movies that should be a certain rating dumb it down to a lower rating.
Like
and
Blade,
they're
for
good.
instance.
Here's one that I know of. Yeah, but the new Blade coming out.
Yeah.
I hate that. First, I was like, which Blade was rated? I was like, you just don't have
No,
facts
the new
around
one
this.
coming
Like,
out is.
The new one's supposed to be PG-13.
Yeah.
Love the casting. Hate the PG-13. But what we're going to talk about here in a bit, since we revealed it, is one of the best, if not the best example of that, is actually A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Like, that movie should probably be rated
If it's
R,
a great
but it works.
story, then it fits. But if
it
you're.
rarely works.
Yes, but it's.
But
I
Quiet
don't-
Place, even Quiet Place might be better if it was rated R. If it had like a few more gory deaths, I might like it more. I don't need gory deaths, and in fact, if you like over gore a movie, it can make it worse.
Mhm.
But if there was like those few like, oh my god, did you see
Yes.
what those monsters were capable of? It might be even better.
Yeah. I agree.
And we got trailers now.
So yeah, we got trailers. Speaking of, by the way, while I get to these trailers, that Zack Snyder, the Army of the Dead, I just want to say real quick, my
His
favorite
shit
kill
was
in that movie was the
Yes,
the
the
snap
tiger.
neck. No, the
Not
snapping
tiger.
of the
Oh,
neck.
yeah,
we
when that
talked about
girl-
it
Dude,
briefly.
I caught me by
the
surprise.
bone came out and
Dude,
everything.
yeah,
That was
and it just
great.
like so quick. It just happened so fast. I
Powerful.
was like,
Yeah.
this is incredible.
We didn't really get to talk. I don't want to go too deep, but that's like the one thing I'll say. Like the zombies were dope. The main zombie though, like I loved like the way they showcased his power. Like some like powerful figures in movies, you know they're supposed to be powerful, so they are. Just the way they shot him, like the way he would throw around Batista or Amari Hardwick, he made them just look like they were babies. The way he
Yeah.
would just shove them against the wall, you're like, dude, he might literally pick them up and snap them in half. That was probably my favorite aspect of it. I thought they nailed that.
All right, so our first trailer
Movie
of the
sucked,
night
though. Just
is Around Town, which is a Dexter season 9
Oh, my
teaser.
God. Don't even do it to me.
Can't wait.
Yeah,
I'm so stoked.
Dude, I'm getting
curious
more
what
and
you
more
think.
excited about these. I haven't watched this yet, by the way. I don't know if y'all have.
Yeah, I've seen it.
I have
There's
not
no
watched this
way.
yet.
This is my. I can reveal that it's my favorite show of all time. So there's. I'm not gonna do it with movies, but I'll do it with this.
Season 9.
Oh my god.
Morning, Jimmy.
What's up, Jimbo?
Hey, Mr. Lindsay.
Morning, Zach. Becca.
Mr. Lindsay.
Scott.
Lindsay.
So, Jim Lindsay?
Jim Lindsay.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but Jim isn't the author's name, but Jeff Lindsay
Yeah.
is the author of the 8 books.
Oh,
So they're
interesting.
definitely doing a play there on the Lindsay.
What do you
name.
think he's carrying in his hand? Do you think it's another like blood slide thing?
Well, here's the thing. If you go back to that, I've seen a lot of people just like, oh, he's thinking about killing again with the knives. That satchel thing is clearly his knife bag that he used earlier in the film. That's like the same. He'd roll out the
It
knives.
didn't seem like there was a lot of knives in that thing though. Like it seemed small.
No, I know, but that's what he's looking for, knives. I think he and that's initially how I took it. I'm like, oh, he's thinking about killing again. But even like the smirk on his face, I think he's past that. If you look at that thing, that looks like exactly what he used to carry his knives in. Because in the series, he'd have like this little satchel thing, and he'd roll it out, and all the knives would be in the little holes. Right there, he's got, it looks like the same kind of satchel. Maybe it's not the exact one. Maybe he's only got a couple in there now. And then he's at the knife shop looking like, oh, I'm going to get this one. So my initial thoughts were like, it's starting to come over him. But now looking at it again, watching it a couple times, I'm like, I think he's already bought knives. And it's not showing him like being like interested again. It's him like, I'm about to add another knife to the collection. And I literally didn't come to that conclusion until just now, because I think I was like, oh my god, I looked away from the phone like, he's Lindsay, holy shit.
It's weird.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
weird also that he's very well known in that teaser.
Oh yeah,
Everybody seems to know him. So I mean,
which is great.
usually he likes to keep a low profile, but
Changing it up a little bit.
Well, I think like it depends on like what he's doing.
yeah.
Because, well, here's the thing with Dexter. Dexter, he likes to kind of stay out of things, but he also, like, that's a huge part of his character is that he seems normal. So he has to have a core group of people knowing him. And for him, that was the police force.
Yeah, where
they
he
could
worked.
vouch for him. Yeah, and it wasn't just where he worked. It was he didn't need as many people to know him because he could just be like, here's a grouping of people, and they're literally the cops. So they're going to, like, you don't need a big grouping of people if their cops are saying, he's a cop, come on. He needed to win them over. Here, he probably wants to be known around town, depending on what his job is. I'm guessing he's not like a fucking blood slide analyst or a blood fucking what the fuck is it? Why am I blanking so hard right now? I should know this. Blood splatter. He's probably not doing that anymore, but it's important that people do know him so he doesn't appear odd.
Yeah.
So he's walking around with that kind of vibe. And I guess now it's probably more important that more
Small
people,
town in Alaska. Is that where he's at?
more people know him in this type of situation. Yeah.
What is this now, Rodney?
Super stoked, dude. I know you are too.
Oh, I can't wait.
This is Infinite. This is Mark Wahlberg's
It just goes on and
next
on.
movie. Yep, that's it. The trailer is Infinite. It's a Paramount Plus original, so
I'm
I'll
not
be
seeing
watching
this.
it when it comes out.
haven't
I
seen
got
this
Paramount Plus too.
Hell yes.
I could have just gave you my account. You fucked up.
Gotta have my own. Yeah.
You are an infinite. Evan Macaulay, diagnosed with schizophrenia at 14 after carving the words, "Look inside," into your chest with a box cutter. Look inside. Why those words? Which one of these is yours?
Look, you could skip the whatever the hell this is because none of that is mine.
Was it yours?
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're
Jesus! Every time you say, I don't know, this trigger gets pulled. Is it yours?
Look, I don't know.
Are you out of your mind? Last chance, Evan. Is this yours? Hello, old friend.
Get in!
This isn't your first life, Evan. You are an infinite. You've lived and died 1,000 times.
You're talking about reincarnation.
If you can remember who you were, you will understand who you can become.
And that's what I guess he just didn't realize all that shit was hit. One thing that's weird to me is that the trailer just dropped and it comes out in like 10 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I was
Very
not
short.
expecting it to be like June 10th. I'm like, I didn't even know this movie existed till just now.
Well,
We
I
have a
knew-
review channel.
On IMDb, it was always like plot kept under wraps, and then they
Yeah.
finally give us a little plot, but only a picture.
I've
And-
never seen that before in my life. Have a trailer drop 10 days before it comes out.
Oh,
I mean,
they've-
we're in a different age now because we got like Netflix and shit premiering on Paramount
Netflix
Plus
is the worst
now
marketing.
and all that. But yeah, it's still weird for like the first time you get just a snippet of what's about to happen. It's like, come see it in 10 days. That's a little strange to me.
Well,
Still,
I'm gonna see it.
no, I'll definitely
Yeah, me
watch
too.
it. So if you have all these fucking, you have Paramount Plus. Do you have Apple TV then? Then I need to borrow that so I can watch a certain movie on there.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
too.
I tried to fucking sign up for it and didn't work out.
Well, I have.
We'll
it
come
free
back
for
to that.
this.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one is top 10 anticipated for me. I'll go on and say that.
I saw this today, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we did too. It's Last Night in Soho, new Edgar Wright film, and
So
I cannot wait.
Just blown up.
Oh yeah,
I'm not like super stoked off that trailer. But but at the same time, like I feel like I can tell it's gonna be so well done. It's Edgar Wright. He's
Dude,
been on a roll lately.
it is kind of weird for him to take on a movie like this.
Yeah,
like,
that's
this
the
is
main thing that
different,
interests me too.
like than what he normally does.
Yeah, I gotta tell you that downtown song. I immediately think of Lost. Like I feel like it almost takes me out of the trailers. I'm such a big Lost fan. I hear that and I'm immediately like, downtown. I'm like, wait a minute, focus on this. I start thinking about that shit every time. I think they use that song everywhere though.
Eternals.
So this is MCU property. This comes out in November. This is Eternals, and hell yeah.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Oh, Angelina Jolie's in it. She's a good person. Yeah. Is that a villain?
We have watched and guided. We have helped them progress and seen them accomplish wonders. Throughout the years, we have never interfered. Until now.
Ended when you said
They can all manipulate energy.
Thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
That's just like the most cliche shit ever. Guy says something that family thinks is implausible. Yeah, I just no,
I
that
don't know.
didn't do that. I'm gonna watch it because it has to do with Marvel, but that trailer didn't sell me on anything.
Nice.
I'm not feeling it.
Oh yeah, I loved it. Next we have. Let's see if M. Night Shyamalan can come back and do something good.
I told you earlier, man.
Yeah, I
the
saw this trailer too.
The trailer looks dope, but
Yeah.
I just have this gut feeling this is gonna be one of his
Flops.
ruin. Not I don't know. Yeah, because I think the twist is gonna ruin it. I just have this weird feeling.
We'll see.
I hope I'm
So,
wrong.
yeah.
But dude, has Shyamalan ever made a movie where there isn't a twist, like a crazy twist, or some kind of twist?
I don't think
Because
so.
I'm looking at that. I'm like, don't even try, dude. What's the twist gonna be? If there's gonna be, I think what it is it seems like if there's gonna be a twist in that movie, it's gonna have to be something outlandish as fuck. And when you make an outlandish as fuck twist, it's like a 50-50 chance it's gonna be like, whoa, or it's gonna be shit. So like I'm really nervous that this one has potential for one of those like Shyamalan twists. It's just like, oh dude, why did you force it? And it looks like it would be such a great movie just on its own merits. Like just what it could be like. It's just a fucking island that ages you. Like that's okay too, man. Like you don't have to
What's the next one?
try to make the best
What's
twist.
the
ever.
last one?
Well, no, there's 3 more.
All right, let's go.
So, are you watching them all?
I suppose. What is this?
This is Lansky, Harvey Keitel.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one.
Mr. Lansky, is there such a thing as organized crime?
I have no knowledge on the subject.
Mr. Lansky, it's a pleasure.
Why does David Stone want to write a book about me?
Maybe I like stories about complicated people.
Anything I choose to tell you is off the record till I give you permission to put it in the book. Any conversations you have about me, I want to know. Betray me, and there will be consequences. I don't have the power to change my past. I do have the power to change the perception of it.
I built my business from the ground up. We don't choose sides. We choose opportunities. Make him feel it, Benny.
No. They still consider you part of the underworld.
We weren't the underworld. We were the overworld.
Lansky has $300 million squirreled away, and we want your help finding it. Now, we could let it slip to Mr. Lansky that you've been sharing his secrets. That's not going to go well for you.
There are people in this world who will try to make you believe that they are better than you. Rage is a tool we use to prove them wrong. I don't question the choices I make.
We've got a paper trail of laundered money going in and out of Geneva.
When you lose your character, you lose everything. Remember that.
Never let your emotions dictate your actions.
I'm an angel. with a dirty face.
Is that what you tell yourself so you can sleep at night?
I don't have to tell myself anything when I go to sleep at night. It's the way we live. It's business.
I'm not a big Sam Worthington fan at all, but I wonder. I'm oddly curious how he'd do in this one. I'm with it.
Yeah. So.
Is that it?
Yeah. We'll count that as it.
I guess you want to start on the Cruella.
Yeah.
What do you got to say about it?
I'm trying to figure. Is there like massive spoilers in this somehow? It doesn't seem like the spoilers would be even bad in this movie.
Yeah. There's pretty big spoilers.
Oh my god! In a Cruella movie, you gonna make me leave the room for some Cruella?
Well, I'll just do non-spoiler.
Nah, you gotta do spoilers for people. Start off with non-spoilers.
So Cruella is absolutely wonderful. All right, Cruella, it was way better than I thought it was going to be. This dives into her origin. This is Cruella's origin story. Very well done. Character development wise, the story itself was great. The CGI in this movie was off. Okay, I don't understand.
I saw
why.
that in the trailer.
Yeah, I don't understand why. I mean, the dogs were CG. There was other things in their cars and shit that were CG. It just didn't look the best. But that couldn't take away from how Cruella came to be and who all is involved with how she came to be and why she is Cruella DeVille at the end of the day. Emma Stone, flawless. She was perfection in this. It's going to be hard to see anybody else ever try and play Cruella after seeing Emma. But she does good in everything.
I can see that.
So, but yeah, it's I'll get into spoilers if you want to walk out of the room.
All right, just yell out "Toodaloo!" Like I said, that's our spoiler call. I'm oddly starting to get kind of interested in this movie. So yeah.
So you don't care about spoilers?
See if there's murder still out here. No, I care.
Go ahead.
Remember, toodaloo!
So, Cruella became like an orphan almost. She had to go to this lady's house with her mom to get this to get some money so that they can move out and live a happy life. And the mom gets killed by 3 Dalmatians, and you don't see the person who is standing there talking to the mom. And Cruella becomes like she has 2 sides of her. She's Estella is her given name, but her other personality, if you would say, is Cruella. And after a certain amount of time, Cruella comes to be, and she gets into fashion and becomes like this huge fashion module, like better than what is the Duchess or the Baroness is the other antagonist of the film. And so she's all, jealous of what Cruella's been doing, and they have this back and forth going on. Cruella has these 2 friends that she meets, and they're homeless, but they work together as like become a little family, and they have 2 little dogs, tiny little dogs, not Dalmatians, but they end up kidnapping the Dalmatians and keeping them, and which the Dalmatians, even if they were CG, the connection was still funny. Like some of the scenes that they had with the Dalmatians was actually pretty cute, and it worked.
Is there only 3 Dalmatians in the whole movie?
Yeah, there are 3. And at first they're vicious as fuck, like they're mean.
Yeah.
But they over time, of course, they become good. But come to find out, the Baroness is the one who had her mom killed, and then you find out that the Baroness is Cruella's real mom. So that the lady that got killed was just a cleaner for that house, like a maid.
Okay.
And Cruella's real mom, the Baroness, like told Mark Strong's character to take her and kill her because she didn't have time for a child. She nothing but fashion. That's it. That's all. So it's really dark. Like the movie, it's a very, very dark story to it, but the way they did it was phenomenal. Disney, I think they killed it on this one.
What would you rate it?
Cruella, I would give Cruella probably an 8.3, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty
I was
good.
very, very happy with it. So, toodaloo! Hi.
Yeah, now we're going to talk about A Quiet Place Part 2.
All I heard was it was dark. What was your rating, though?
8.3.
I like that. All right.
Very happy with it.
Okay. A Quiet Place. It starts. It shows you how everything starts, which is weird. That the creatures. I don't want to give the spoilers away yet. You see how it all starts, and the beginning is amazing. The beginning scene where it shows how it starts with John Krasinski and the whole family together in that town is amazing. I love this movie. There's new characters that come into it. The creatures are just as vicious as before, if not more vicious now. There's a lot of different scenery, cinematography that goes on besides just at the one house, which Brandon said he didn't really like.
I'll get that. Not exactly.
Do y'all have anything really without the non-spoilers? I mean,
there's always again, cinematography, not
beautiful.
Not like in terms of like. I'll just start with
Set
that. Cinematography's great. Set design's great. Has a very intense opening. I think like the first 30 minutes is really wow. Man, like I even as somebody that's like not afraid of like anything damn near movie wise, like I've been watching horror movies my whole life, seeing it in IMAX, like my heart was kind of pounding. I was like, man, I almost can't take this. This is amped up. So prepare yourself because it's going to be a fucking hell of a show in the beginning of this movie. And again, like what he said, the cinematography was good. And it's a little more spaced out, kind of like what Tyler was saying. It's not as contained. It's more, broad in a way.
Yeah.
I'll say that much. Cillian Murphy did good. I don't think he's quite as good as Krasinski, and I think he gets better as the movie goes on. And I think I missed Krasinski.
Yeah,
to a degree,
I think everyone does.
But overall, yeah, I'll at least say it's good.
I think
I'll save my final rating.
I think the first 30 minutes were great. The middle 30 kind of slow and not really anything special, and then the last 30 picked it back up again. But the first 30 is what it's just amazing.
Yeah.
I think non-spoiler wise, I'll say that the intensity of the quiet scenes are incredibly done.
Yeah, I love when you're hearing everything
from
and then
her perspective,
and then it goes to her perspective, and it's just dead quiet and everything's going.
They didn't hold back in the second
shit.
one, which I was wondering before I went in there. I was wondering, okay, so the first one's biggest success is the fact that it had almost no dialogue.
Yeah.
And it still scared the shit out of you. It still did the job that it needed to do, and with hardly any dialogue, were they going to do that again?
Mm-hmm.
And they did, but they spaced it out in a way to where it wasn't the same movie a second time around.
Yeah, and I don't know if you could have had just silence completely all over.
No,
again.
there's
The more
no way.
I thought about it,
Yeah.
because it was good. It was unique in the first one. You're like, what's going on? How they can't talk? Like, what's happening here? And you didn't have the full scope. Once the cat's out of the bag, it's just people looking at each other, and we kind of like we know these people by now. Like, we kind of want to get to know them more. But it still captures that essence. Like it's still got the quiet moments. Kind of like
there was more dialogue in this movie because the girl, she is deaf, and then she has to communicate with that one guy. What's his name?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, Cillian Murphy.
His actor name.
He doesn't know sign language, so they have to communicate. That's why there's more dialogue, and there's still a lot of sign language and stuff. But having him, you're gonna have more dialogue because he don't know sign language.
It's still the title, A Quiet Place, that plays such a huge role. But there's definitely, it's not like they haven't said a fucking word in this movie until 40 minutes in when they're under a waterfall or whatever it was last time. You know what I mean? So, but yeah.
I guess jump into the spoilers. Spoilers now for A Quiet Place 2.
If you don't want to be spoiled.
Nobody dies.
I was like, did you watch the same movie?
So,
a lot of people died, actually.
The intro was okay. So the intro is basically the trailer, which you all saw.
Yeah.
You know, the intro, John Krasinski in the store, but when he pulls up to the store, it's already super quiet out. Like it's a quiet town, but it almost too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And sees on the TV, and the dude's like, "Yeah, it's just a bomb or whatever."
Yeah, he
and
says, "I think it's a bomb." Or he's like, "Hey, man, I gotta go." Man,
he doesn't pay or anything. He just
I think he gets it on Front Street, like
and that
country
lowered
places
my
are
score
like that.
Immediately, I was like, "This plausibility's dumb here."
But the creatures, I guess they come from like outer space.
See,
or
and
something.
this was the most unexpected to me of this movie was the fact that they showed like how they came in, and the sound effects of that thing coming down scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't move. Like I didn't want to move.
I kept putting myself in their position. Like it felt so realistic.
Yeah.
Something about it felt so real.
Just in the game, everybody walk away.
Like just like I mean, like what do we? It was so well acted. It was like, what do we do? Let's get out of here.
They knew something was up, so they just all leave the baseball game.
Still in like a normal fashion, kind of.
I feel like that's what we would do.
Yeah, nobody's freaking out yet.
They don't know what it is.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then old Krasinski gets out of the car with. I almost got like emotional in a few scenes, oddly, dude. Like not like crying, but like. I felt so much. Like, don't get me wrong. It's flat out intense when this shit hits. But it was more intense, I think, because I cared so much about the characters because of the first movie. Like, it was like after like a couple of years, I was like, this is what they went through. Oh, my God. Like, oh, shit, I'm seeing it. And I felt like even though I knew who was going to make it, because I'd seen the first one and this had taken place prior, to see what they went through, it brought the intensity up more because you care about these characters. And just watching him get out of the car, talking to the cop, and I know where this thing comes crashing in. You're like, oh, shit, because I wasn't for sure that was going to go down right there. I didn't know if this was going to be like it's falling and they're going to keep this going for a little bit. And it comes out of nowhere. That fucking... whatever these monsters are fucking called, they just come crashing aliens.
Dude, the cop is what it was. The first one was that cop.
Yeah, it was a cop. He come crashing in their conversation, and I felt so bad for I forget her name, the deaf girl. When Krasinski gets into the car and it goes to what she's hearing, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And it's like, "Damn, dude! Like the craziest shit ever is happening. Her life is being threatened." And he's trying to just start the fucking car, and she has no idea what's going on. She's just oblivious. Like, I don't, like, what? Dad, she's still a little girl. She seems more grown to us because she's been through these tough situations, and we saw her later. But in that scene, she's an innocent little girl that's deaf. And, like, that hit me emotionally. Like, damn, dude, this is where it all started for her. She started to get more tough.
It went from day one. It showed what happened on day one, and then it fast forward to day 474.
Yeah.
And then that's where it picks up right where the last one left off. They're still
Literally,
at that.
Right.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah, I love how they did
jumped
that.
it right back. Still got the bandage on the foot. Even brought the nail back.
Well, they even went as far as showing you that last scene from the first movie. They showed you that very last scene where she went to her daughter and was like, "Come on," and then it starts you right. Beautifully done.
They have to leave their home basically because it's in ruins.
Yeah,
and the little girl's on top of that grain tower thing or whatever, the silo, lighting the fire, and she sees a fire in the distance, which you find out that's the
it's weird how I don't know any of these characters' names.
Yeah, I don't either.
As much as I love, like, the first one, we'll see if I love this one, but either way, I can say I'm a fan of what they've done so far. I'm shocked, and I adore the first one. That could be like one of my 10 favorite horror movies of the last 10 years.
But then
like, map it out. But I mean, I don't know their names in these movies for some weird reason. Like,
I'm on it. The girl's name's Regan.
Yeah, that
Evelyn's the
I would
mom.
never have guessed
Emmett.
Regan.
I knew the Regan actually.
Emmett
Reagan. I think
is
it's Reagan.
Cillian Murphy.
What was Cillian's name?
Emmett.
Emmett.
But see,
it's probably because they don't talk. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
signing the whole time. So I guess you could read it, but
yeah. So the family goes. They have to leave. Their house is burning up. So they pack up the baby, pack up everything they have, and they go into like this industrial like facility, like this. I don't know what it's called, like a steel manufacturer.
Yeah.
And right when they get in there, shit goes wrong. The boy, steps on like a bear trap.
Oh my god!
And just starts screaming like kid, take the pain.
But at the same time, you're like,
I know you're like
I
a kid. I get it.
That would suck.
When that motherfucker came crashing through that fence, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, he came so fast.
It's gonna be on them in 0.1 second, and we'd seen it before in the first one when they found that dude in the woods.
Yeah, and
he just crashed into him. Like, I mean, we saw glimpses of it too, like when they took their youngest son in the first one. I hope that's not fucking.
And Emmett is a family friend. You see him at the very beginning at the baseball game with them.
Looks completely different.
I had I like how they kind of saved that at least because I had no idea they were gonna know him. Like I thought it was gonna be like a random thing.
And then the mom talks to Emmett about like the signals that they've been given. She's like, "Have you seen the signals we've been?" And he's like, "Yeah." And
he's honest.
And she's like, "Did you ever think to like come and help us?" And he's like, "No."
Yeah, take it a step further than that. He wasn't even trying to show who he was. When
Yeah,
he saved him.
he
was
didn't want him to
hiding
know.
his face. It was like, y'all just gotta get out of here. He's like, and she's like, show me your face. Like I know who you are. And he did it like shamefully. Like okay, like that was what kicked that off even before then. Like it was just all. And I can't commend him there. Like y'all were saying, he's honest at least. But like, damn, like he had to be in that moment. Like, yeah, well, I didn't want y'all here, and I like that about the movie.
He had a dope setup too. Like it was legit. Like that little thing you could climb in where you can't hear anything, but you can only be in there for like 20 seconds, or you can't breathe. That was a cool little thing they put into the movie because that comes back. Yeah, the towel.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
Intense all the way through. There wasn't a time I wanted to get up from this movie.
I enjoyed it so much. The girl is so damn smart.
Yeah.
She is so mature, so damn smart.
I love her character.
She's the hero in
100%.
this movie. She figures out. She hears music playing, which you don't hear music nowadays. You just hear static as they try to find it, and she's never heard it. She hears the music, and she puts together that that's a local radio station playing that music, and it's like something by the sea, above the sea, or
above the sea,
or something like
over the
that.
sea.
And she puts together that the radio station is on an island, and that's where it's coming from, and they need to get there. But of course, her mom's not going to let her go by herself, so she just sneaks out, tells the brother, "Hey, stay here, you're hurt." So she sneaks out, and the mom's like, "You have to go," telling Emmett, "You have to go get her and bring her back here." And that's what he does. But the trip, it's a cool little journey. I mean, the whole train scene when that happens, and
that was good stuff. Yeah, I mean, there was some intense moments there when the birds flew by.
Yeah,
that was kind of
jump
like that.
scare.
And then when she's like reaching in to get the first aid, the whole time she was doing that, I was like, "Is somebody gonna pop out here?" Because I remember seeing, dude, I always call this dude Digimon, the fucking black dude from
Never Back Down and everything.
Diamond. It's
Blood Diamond.
It's Diamond.
Yeah, but look, I always picture it Dijimon.
Yeah,
but it's like
his name in the movie is Man on Island.
Yeah,
nice.
And I thought he was gonna have a bigger role, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I was like waiting for him to pop out. I was like, is he gonna be on this train the whole movie? I'm like, where does he come in?
But Emmett, he also says, he's like, you don't have to. It's not just about the creatures you have to worry about. He's like, people have gone crazy too. And then the only way to get to the island, Emmett catches up with her. Is like, all right, like she shows him like, hey, if we put my hearing aid up to the speaker it affects these creatures. It like, you know, makes them pause and it gives you
them.
yeah, exactly. So he's like, all right, I guess I trust you. Like, we're already this far, let's go. I found a boat. So and then they go and they get on the deck or the little, I don't know, the boat dock.
Yeah.
And then that's whenever shit goes bad. You see the little that little girl who's like,
what is wrong with those people too? They look like they were like almost like zombies.
Yeah, they look like they were cannibals or something.
Their eyes were red.
They were all
like they were rabid. I was like, when I saw them, I immediately was like, oh, like they're transforming into something. What is this?
I think they were gonna eat her.
Yeah, I didn't look at them as normal people. Like when I saw them, I was like, there's definitely something that they're adding into this movie right now. Like the people are becoming something, and I was like, maybe that's what he meant. People are different. Maybe they were exposed to something, and who knows if they do like a third one, maybe this could like be a callback. Oh, actually, those people had this going wrong with them.
Well, they're all dead now. So.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about anybody that's left over that wasn't on that island.
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. I don't know what they'll do with that, but even now, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, it wasn't even that they would look like bad people. Like they looked like they had something physically and seriously wrong with them. Like all their eyes were like solid red. Like they almost looked like some type of zombies or something.
Yeah.
They didn't move around like, ugh, but it looked like they had some type of...
They're scary people. And they trap Emmett. They put like a noose around his neck with a bunch of cans so like he can't move. He's like immobilized. Or of course the creatures are going to come. And then he's like, he tells the girl, I forgot her name, Regan, to dive, which is a great plan.
Smart.
I love that.
And I was like, that's what
the whole time I was waiting. I was like, when does this come in?
Because he learned that at the very beginning.
Yeah, and it's so weird because the whole movie, I literally, every moment they were together, I'm like, when is it? Is it going to come in now? Is it going to come in now? How can they incorporate this? Is it going to come in now? And the one time that didn't cross through my mind was when it made the most sense for him to do dive. I was like, there it is. And why wasn't I thinking about it right here? But I love that.
If I was Emmett, I was thinking the whole time while he had that thing around his neck that made noise, I was like, grab one of them. Like, run and grab one of the bad guys. And, like, he did. And, like, hold them so the thing attacks them. And then he jumps into the water.
He made him scream with the knife.
Oh, yeah, he stabbed him in the
dope.
leg.
Yeah, that was my favorite parts of that, where, like, he was like, dive, he told her, and I got, like, kind of, like, goosebumps when he did that. I was like, yes. And then when he grabs dude, holds him, and, like, lets all that shit go down, and then he stabs him, and he's like, ah, while he's on the way, and then leaps out. I was like, let's fucking go, dude. Like, that stretch right there was great.
Another thing you find out about these creatures is they can't swim.
Oh, yeah.
They can't swim.
Dude, that was like a weird one for me. Like, it makes sense, and it helps, like, the story, but at the same time, when that thing jumped in there, I was like, this is about to be an epic scene. It's about to come after him underwater.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was like a love-hate thing. Like,
it gives them too much power, I think. If they did that.
Dude, if that thing started, like, the music picked up, and when it jumped in the water with them, I immediately was like, oh my God, can you imagine that thing underwater coming after you? Yeah, like, and I felt that moment, and I was like, oh, it's not going to do it. And I was like, oh, well, I get it. But I almost, there's part of me that would have loved if it came after him underwater, and he had to, like, get away swimming. That'd have been fucking sick.
But the whole plan is for them to go to that island, see if it's even true. So, you know, and they get to the island, and it's just like a small community of people that survived.
Chill as shit.
And Man on Island, as he's called in the movie.
Dude, I thought he was going to have a bigger role.
I did too.
I was surprised.
He tells the story about how they all got there.
Actually not.
How only like 2 of the 12 boats made it, and they have their small community. And then he tells them that the girl is the reason they're there, because she knows, like, hey, we can play this signal. It can immobilize all the creatures. And also that signal is for her brother and mom to hear, to know, hey, we got there safely. Y'all need to come. You need to come here too. But then the mom and the son are going through their own battle. The mom goes out to get another oxygen tank and medicine for the kid, because, you know, the whole bear trap on the leg thing.
Damn it.
And
man.
the kid just...
Like the jackass he is.
Yeah, that, I was...
He caused more problems than he needed to.
Yeah, he was frustrating me for sure.
Yeah.
No, guys. There was a lot of "What are you doing?" But he did go upstairs and found Cillian Murphy. What the fuck's his name? Emmett. Yeah, I knew it as soon as you said it. When he found his wife that was like dead, that he just like left upstairs. I'm like, does this dude? It made me think weird of Emmett though, because I was like, is Emmett like? Did he just leave her because he didn't have the, heart to throw out his dead wife, or does he like go up there on some like Psycho? Not like he's a psychopath, but the movie Psycho, how Norman Bates keeps his mom. I wonder if he's like going up there and like talking to her type shit. So like, I didn't like that the son did that, but I kind of thought that was like a kind of like a curveball that had a creepy vibe to it. Like, oh my God, it's his fucking wife right there. That I did like, and we wouldn't have got that without that, and it wouldn't have caused part of the mayhem that ensued if we didn't get him being that idiot. So it was frustrating, but it felt like it kind of needed to be there because it was a setup.
Another setup that I find like very highly unlikely is Emmett is like walking along the beach and he hears a noise, and it's the boat that was in one of the boats they were going to take to the island, but it's just tore up and it's just bumping up against these rocks, and he knows that the two creatures are on that. I'm like, how did the boat just magically just float right to that island?
They know how to drive.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess it depends on. I mean, before obviously they're docked, and it's not far from the dock, and if the current's pulling that way, if it got
it's possible. It's just like
it's a stretch.
What are the odds?
It's a stretch.
But then as soon as that,
I don't mind that, just because of the current and it being detached. Like, for me, that's more of like it got there's enough there's just enough there where I'm like, could happen, and then like the surprise factor, it was worth putting it in the film, I think.
Yeah, and then Cillian or Emmett just runs like, get inside, like that ain't gonna do nothing,
I'd be so
it's just
pissed
coming through there,
noise,
just freaking slicing and dicing people.
Yeah, relentless.
And Man on Island like puts his
the
kids
worst.
away.
Oh my God.
And they drive to the radio.
That's what I'm gonna start calling him, Man on Island Moy.
They drive to the radio station so Regan can actually do what she came there to do, to play that sound over the.
And that was intense.
Radio
jumping
waves
on the car while like he was honking and shit, and then you're like, "Is it gone?" And then it pops up in the
another jump scare.
Jesus Christ!
This movie has a few jump scares, and they're pretty effective.
I hated how they did Moy though, as I'm calling him.
Oh yeah,
I didn't like it at all. Like, that scene could have been impactful. Like, if he was in the movie more. Like, it just felt like they didn't even really need him because he didn't do much. Like, I was disappointed they didn't utilize him more because honestly, I think he gets a bad draw. Like, he's in so many movies.
He dies in almost all.
Yeah, and it's always like he always has like shorter roles, dude. Like, he's got range. Like, he can act like a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. And, like, in this movie, like, they used him in the trailer quite a bit. It's like they used every scene he was in the trailer. I wanted to see him like that. And if he, like, died, I was fine with that. I even thought it was going to happen, but I thought he was going to be like that emotional punch death, like John Krasinski was in the first one. I was like, he's going to be that, like, lovable character that's in this movie, and he's going to die. So we're going to get that same punch with somebody again. And that didn't deliver. It was kind of like rushed. He was in the movie, and then he was gone, and then he died in such like a cliche way. It's like, oh, don't go over there. Like, I knew with every I'm like, oh, it's gonna grab his leg and pull him. Like, what they did with his character, like, that's my least favorite part of the movie, 100%. Like, you didn't even need him because it was just so short-lived. Could have utilized him more, and you gave him a cliche death, and that cliche death could have been an impactful death. He was the perfect person to use more, and as the person you could use as like that impactful death in the movie. I thought they blew it with his character. Well, that's like the one thing for me.
It definitely sets up for a part 3.
Oh, 100%.
1,000,000%. I like. You kind of knew that why it said A Quiet Place Part 2 in the title. You're like, oh, it's probably gonna be. And the way it ended, they got to go back, I guess, and get their family. Or they're going to have to make their travel.
Like, are they going to do that, or are they going to continue on to another bigger?
I'd assume, like, I feel like, I mean, it could definitely end where it is now.
Yeah,
but
I'm okay with it.
But it's going to make another one. I mean, even like our theater was packed. So
Look how
far.
successful it is. It's a 90 critical and 95 audience right now.
Dude, they were going to make a third.
They're going to, but
it wasn't
they don't
as
have to.
When you said like there's going to be a third one because you saw it before us, I thought it was like the most obvious thing ever. For me, it was kind of like, well, I mean, technically you could end it here and be like, oh, they conquered it. But I mean, I think they're making a third one. I just thought like because of the way you worded it, I was like, I thought it was like there was like just like, oh, it's obvious. Like it ends like kind of like a cliffhanger. I was expecting something more like that.
I feel like they're gonna have to get the family back together and then conquer it that way for it to be the ending of the trilogy, or who knows how many parts it's gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, keep them coming.
What did you?
As long as they're good.
I liked it. What did y'all rate it?
I'm so curious of y'all's ratings.
Yeah, I give it an 8.
Yeah, I give it an 8.3.
Fuck, dude. That's tough.
You're probably in the 7s, aren't you?
No. I think I'm gonna give it an 8.3 as well.
Yeah, so we all like enjoyed it a lot.
All right. Yeah, but the thing is, I feel like y'all enjoyed it more than me, but yet I'm still on an 8.3. I think my problem is like the first one is like a 9 to me. I'll say like a 9. That way I don't give my exact rating. It was fucking amazing. This one, I feel like where I kind of have some pushback. It's not that I didn't like love it. I thought it was gonna be a 9, like the first one at times when I watched it, and it's clearly inferior, but it's still really good. I think a big thing that hurt me, it didn't have that impactful death. It didn't have that like moment, and I think a lot of that was Moy, as I've been calling him, the black dude on the island. I thought they could have patched all that up by utilizing his character better and using like that great actor in more of like a respectful way and a less cliche death. You add that in, you're bumping it up a little more. And then John Krasinski, that opening was so fucking amazing. One of the better openings I've seen, honestly. It was amazing. But I also think that kind of hurt the film too, because it was like an immediate reminder of like, God, man, this guy is so good. And Cillian Murphy did a good job, and it even got better as it went on, but like you missed him during the movie. Like, I laid that to rest last movie, so I was good. I'm ready to move on. But because I got a bit of him in this movie, it's like there's a part deep down that, like, wanted more. And I think that's what separates it from that 9 down to, like, a lower 8. So, still a great fucking movie, but I think those are the key factors for me where I'm a little, not disappointed because I walked away and it was great.
Yeah.
But I think those are the 2 factors that made it not like my first 9 of the year.
If there was going to be an impactful death, it would have been Emmett. Or the mom, and Emmett takes over caring for the kids. Those would be the 2 impactful deaths.
Oh, for sure. But the black guy, I don't know how to say his name. He's man on the island in the movie. That's what I was calling Moy or Digimon or how you say his name. In the trailer, I thought he was going to be a bigger part of the movie. So, like, if he would have got that bigger role, they wouldn't have gave him the cliche death. You know, he could have been, like, the heart and soul of the movie, and they, like, combined him into more scenes. He could have been that scapegoat that, like, got off and you cared about from one movie. They could have utilized him as that. He couldn't have been in this movie. They couldn't have done any different the way they filmed it because he was so short-lived. But he could have been that guy. And you couldn't have sacrificed these characters that they obviously want to push forward with. So I think that's where they kind of fucked up. It's still a great movie and a very worthy sequel.
Okay. Follow us on Instagram and Spotify at the official Box Office Banner, YouTube at Box Office Banner, Facebook Box Office Banner Movies. Join our group there, invite your friends, and our other Facebook group is just Box Office Banner, where it's more business like. We post every video there. Thank you guys.